I look at suffering very differently than many spiritual teachers out there and many spiritual teachings tend to do. And I see suffering as a vital aspect of our lives. I don't see it as something that needs to be gotten rid of, but it's what gives context to our lives, and it's what gives context to our development, our spiritual development as human beings. I often say suffering is the curriculum. And to add to that further, I would even say, and fear is the teacher. Because I found that in my life, all growth happens just outside of the comfort zone. And the boundaries of my comfort zone are defined by where my fear lies. And it's often when people are afraid to go where their fear is, and they remain cocooned in the safety and warmth of what is known, or what feels safe and what feels comfortable and what feels validating, that they eventually realize over time that their lives have stagnated, that they haven't really developed very much. Whereas it's precisely through confronting that fear, but not confronting it in the sense of attempting to overcome it, but using the fear, truly seeing the fear for what it is, using the fear as a pointer, as a teacher, to lead one into your experiences of life. And inevitably, when one confronts fear, suffering is the outcome. Because it's precisely what we're afraid of that makes us suffer. And yet suffering is the curriculum. It is exactly what has been designed specifically for us to learn from. And when you look at fear and suffering through that lens, then you realize that fear is nothing to fear. And suffering isn't something you have to suffer through. You begin to form a different relationship with fear. It still remains daunting. It doesn't make you feel any more comfortable in engaging with it. But you do so from an entirely different mindset, different space, different attitude and awareness. And similarly with suffering. When suffering isn't something that has to be suffered through, but is seen for the vital experience that it is. An experience that teaches us to live more intimately and with greater vitality, then even that attitude towards suffering changes. In a strange way, we begin to welcome it. And again, this is not to say we go in search of experiences that make us suffer. We don't become masochists, because that is a mindset that doesn't necessarily see suffering as value, but seeks to devalue the self by experiences of suffering. So I'm not talking about masochism here, but really what I'm talking about is an existential openness, similar to how Rumi expressed his sentiment in his poem The Guest House, in which all experiences are welcome, both joyful and painful, because all experiences are seen as providing great value with a net positive effect on one's existence.